top 5 backs pro teams are talking about. What do you think?
Well, I think you have to look at Arizona first. I mean, Kadeem Carey, this is a kid that I think NFL teams love because of his versatility. Not many guys come into the league as a power back who's also agile enough to make guys miss and also really can contribute in the passing game, and that's one of the exciting things. Then Bishop Shanky, very similar type guy in terms of versatile, can do everything. Melvin Gordon, one of the most explosive guys in the country. And Seastruck really has sort of got things going at Baylor. He has rare speed once he gets going. But Antonio Andrews, Western Kentucky, the guy all the scouts are excited about. Powerful back, runs through contact, breaks tackles easily, but also natural hands catching the ball out of the backfield. If he can prove that his fumbling issues are not going to carry into the NFL, he could end up being a very high second-round draft pick.
Why hasn't he been on the radar? Everybody else on that list has been headline news. This guy,
well, it's Western Kentucky. They don't get a lot of publicity. They've had a lot of guys make it in the league, but not a lot of guys be dominant guys in college.
Let's talk about a quarterback that really hasn't been discussed too much in this segment. And putting it into perspective with Manziel, Bryce Petty, Marcus Mariota, all of their teams losing last week, there are names creeping into the Heisman race. Jordan Lynch at Northern Illinois is one of them. Where does he stack up in the scouts' eyes?
Well, I think he stacks up as sort of a developmental type guy. I mean, he's not a guy you're going to see in the first or second round get chosen because his passing skills are really sort of rudimentary for a guy coming out of a major school in terms of a MAC school. What he has is great athletic ability, a very strong arm, and the leadership, character, all those things you want. The concerns are size, passing mechanics, and playing in a traditional offense. So he's going to be a late-round pick, a guy that a team would try to develop similar to Chandler Harnish from a year ago.
Does he go to a place, say, like a Seattle, where they already have a dual-threat quarterback where he's a nice backup?
Be a perfect fit. I mean, I was talking to somebody in the league this week that said, why isn't Troy Smith the backup in Seattle? It'd be the perfect guy. Well, Jordan Lynch, if you're going to develop a young guy to back up Russell Wilson, he's the perfect guy because he can step in, and while he's not going to be as good as Russell, he can at least allow your offense to maintain the same playbook, not having to restrict things when the backup's in the game.
How about a couple of the players who have decided or not decided to go into the draft? And let's start with Ohio State cornerback Bradley Roby.
Roby made a good decision. The reality is he's an elite talent in terms of athletic skills. He can do everything you want. He is a small guy. He's not going to get taller, so you may as well come out now when you're playing your best, and hopefully he'll be a late first-round pick. I mean, he's a guy that I think made a very good decision.
He was a preseason All-American, but I think one of the red flags was how Jared Abbrederis at Wisconsin, who's not the biggest guy in the world, got 10 catches, 200 yards. Is that something that the scouts say, oh?
Well, yeah, I mean, anytime you think about a guy like that, you have to say, okay, if Abbrederis could do it, what's going to happen when he has to go up against a young Keenan Allen for the San Diego Chargers? He's a big physical kid, so he's going to be able to get open and create separation, so that's going to knock Roby's stock a little bit down.
Let me run 2 other names by you. UNC tight end Eric Ebron, who's put up the best stats from among the position all year.
Made a good decision. I mean, in today's NFL where tight ends are vital to your passing success, this kid can come in and contribute. Long, lanky kid, very natural hands, and I think the added bonus that he has, sort of like Jimmy Graham, is once he's got the ball in his hand, he's got a little bit of spice to him. He can make plays after the catch.
And Clemson D tackle Josh Watson changed course here, said he was going, then talked to people close to him, and he reversed course. Why do you think that is?
I think he heard that, he'd probably be drafted probably in the 3rd round, maybe the 2nd, but he's not going to be a first-round pick and not even as short of a 2nd. If that's the case, why not stay another year, put yourself in position a year from now to be a first-round pick?
Well, after leading the team in tackles among D linemen last year, he's only had 3 starts this past season, so give him another opportunity. Russ, as always, great information. Thank you very much.
Of course.